Evo's in a call apparently, so we just are moving straight on past that. And I'm going to give it over to Erik and the AI Hackathon. Cool. Awesome. You're going to need the second one here.
Sean will be.
Sean, calling Sean. Sean.
Oh. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I added just like sponsor and judges slides.
Oh, amazing.
So, okay.
Actually, you just want to put the whole presentation?
Yeah, thank you. You want to?
Oh. Hi, everyone. Give me a thumbs up when we're good to go, please. Alrighty. Just want to go ahead and say thank you to everyone who has come to DeSci Berlin over either of the past 2 days. This has been such an amazing conference. I've been in decentralized science for the better part of half a decade now, and I'll say that this is one of the best energies for a conference that I have been to thus far. So huge kudos to the organizing team, to everyone behind the scenes who went into helping to put this on. If we can just quickly give them a round of applause at the beginning of this session.
Thank you.
And with that being said, Sean and I also have the pleasure of being able to close out another very large event that's been going on for a period of time up to this point. And Sean will talk about this a little bit more, but at Bio, one of our priorities is trying to figure out how agentic researchers fit into the larger scope of scientific research and even academia. One of the initiatives in an effort to try and build community, try and find creative solutions, and to try and kick off the larger initiative was a Bio x AI Hackathon that has been running for the past 2 months. So we are very grateful for the opportunity to have worked with so many great devs. We are excited for so many of the projects that have been pushed. In this presentation today, we are going to quickly walk you through 3 of the projects in going through the dozens and dozens and dozens that have submitted that really caught our eye. With a quick caveat here, we said we were going to announce the winners today live on stage, and in a series of wonderful problems, we have too many great submissions and could not decide in time. So there will be, there will be a QR code at the end of the presentation for a Luma link that leads to Twitter Spaces next week, where we will announce the winners, but we need to take a little bit more time and go through everyone who's there. Otherwise, we're just giving, $1,000 to 40 different projects. So good problems. But yeah, this hackathon is hopefully a place where developers, researchers, and community members can collectively dream up a more fluid and autonomous future for academic research. We wanted to focus on knowledge graphs as the beginning of this hackathon, as we think that knowledge graphs have a huge role to play in more trustworthy and more verifiable agentic research surrounding science. So we've gotten quite a few great submissions on that. And I guess with that being said, Sean, maybe you want to say a few words and then take it away into the 3 that we picked?
Yeah. So we had the idea of this hackathon a few months ago, and it was the perfect start and end to this to bookend the event, because we started this 2 months ago here in Berlin at our event here in April, and we just love that we had this opportunity to kickstart the open source development for Bio. Every software company has the choice of being closed source or open source, and we want to build these agents to be open, especially because of the network effects that the knowledge graphs as well as the plugins allow, where you'll see today some demos from the teams that built those.
And with that said, so Morgan, if you happen to be in the audience right now, I know you were one of the projects who we would love to highlight. If you wouldn't mind just quickly coming on stage.
updated, so I'm going to go see. Yeah, thank you, Morgan.
Thank you. So yeah, I guess we've got a video to show, so it'll give you, hopefully, a quick whistle-stop tour of what we've been building, both inside and outside of the hackathon, because we plan to take this a lot further than what you'll see today. So I'll give a quick preamble, and then we'll jump straight into the video, because it's around 5 minutes long. So what are we actually building, and what problem are we trying to solve? Well, actually, most of the foundation for addressing that problem, or identifying that problem, has already been covered throughout this conference, both yesterday and today. So one of the big problems that we at ValidDAO are focused on is actually trying to make science more effectively translated, not just through throwing funding at the wall, but actually by trying to incubate and help those projects succeed and improve the odds. The odds of deep tech translation being successful are really, really low. So BCG's recent estimates are around 5% of academic spinouts actually make it to even Series B, Series A or B. So you can see the odds are stacked against everyone. And something that we've been heavily focused on internally has been hand-holding those projects and actively trying to incubate them, but we think we can do a lot more now that AI is making our lives a lot easier. And so what we've been building is a platform to do essentially that, to help researchers translate their work into commercially viable technologies. And so I guess I will jump into the video.
And Morgan, just a quick point here. If you don't mind me asking a couple different questions,
of course,
before we go into the video, I would love the opportunity to learn a little bit more around your design process for this whole system. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it all started actually a long, long time ago when we interviewed a whole bunch of stakeholders in the scientific ecosystem. And what we were really interested in finding out was what are the common problems, and then what can we do as a solution that might be able to address some of them simultaneously. And so we broke up the kind of problem space into 3 distinct areas, and that made it really easy for us, or not easy, of course not, but a lot easier for us to be able to tackle this huge insurmountable problem. So those kind of key challenges that make deep tech startups so likely to fail are the business development, so actually how can you build a business model around a new technology, especially when you don't have reference points or things to take from. The technology de-risking, so how can we actually help technologies be better designed and optimized for the market and the needs of the stakeholders they eventually want to sell it to. And then, of course, making the project fundable or more likely to receive funding as well. So identifying what funding opportunities are out there, maybe bootstrapping some things that you wouldn't have thought about before, because there is actually a lot of money out there. It's just very hard to secure it. So these 3 pillars have been our kind of guiding lighthouses for everything that we wanted to build. And so what we wanted to build was something that not only exists and solves a problem today, but actually is going to keep continually getting better. So dividing those things into 3 pillars allows us to build unique, discrete features and tools and plugins that can help with those 3 tasks.
Absolutely. Thanks for humoring me on the question, Morgan. So you mentioned that you have a video coming up. We have that pulled up on screen.
Yep. Okay.
We're building the Jarvis for scientific research. We're building the Jarvis for scientific research, a platform that can help you go all the way from idea to execution in one foul swoop. Flow is designed to help turn your futuristic vision into a fundable project and then put it in front of the right people at the right time. Whether that's venture capital, grant funding bodies, competitions, or community initiatives, will help you bootstrap mission-aligned funding opportunities to give you the best chances of success. Flow gives you access to a comprehensive suite of tools that can take your research to the next level. We've developed bespoke AI research assistants and business intelligence agents that break down your mission and help you craft the best path forwards. Flow's tooling is divided into 3 distinct categories: technology de-risking, business development, and fundraising, but we've also integrated them so that you don't have to. No matter what tools you're using, you'll always have the most relevant information at your fingertips to help make critical decisions not only faster, but with greater peace of mind. So how does it work? We're building the Jarvis. You'll need to create a profile and add your research project to Flow. If you don't have a ton of clarity yet on what exactly you want to build, don't worry. We've kept these questions pretty high level so that you can flesh it out later. Once you create your project, you'll jump straight into the project dashboard. On the left-hand side, you'll see the list of different pages, tools, and workflows that are available to you. You can add team members, update your project, and even manage tasks or work packages to keep things on track. To help you de-risk your technology, Flow provides you with a number of different tools. The first of which is a design workflow that helps you get crystal clear about what you want to build and how you want to build it. Here you'll answer more granular questions about your research objectives, which will then be analysed and converted into a list of research priorities. From here, we'll generate a series of research questions that we automatically go and research for you. All you need to do is review the findings and decide whether or not you want to keep them. Flow uses a clever system to ensure these are not just superficial research results, but constructive and relevant suggestions for your specific project. We take results from previous queries and plug them into new ones before running them so that the knowledge compounds. Once you're happy with the results, we'll extract the relevant variables and store them in your project's knowledge graph. We'll also give you a comprehensive report with actionable insights and suggestions so you can hit the ground running. But it doesn't stop there. We'll also turn those recommendations into work packages that you can import directly into your project at the click of a button. In a matter of minutes, you can go from an idea to a detailed technology roadmap and even start distributing the labor amongst your team. In addition to the technology design workflow, we've also crafted tools to help you construct a detailed business plan for your shiny new technology. Flow uses AI to help you analyze market opportunities, conduct market segmentation, build customer personas, generate CRMs, sales strategies, conduct competitor analyses, design business models and pricing strategies, and weave it all together into a coherent and strategic business plan that can not only help you decide from which angle to attack the market, but also how to design your technology, business, and foundational team using these insights. Technologies with a comprehensive business plan are 2.5 times more likely to secure funding, making these tools crucial for getting ahead of the curve. And if that wasn't enough, once you've developed your technology and business roadmaps, your project will be automatically matched to relevant funding opportunities in our database. You'll be given match scores to quickly scope out funding opportunities that align with your project's goals and methods. Once you're happy with the suggestions, you can bookmark them to save them to your project dashboard for easy access. The other killer features in Flow are the Research Wizard and project logs. Since Flow is tracking updates and insights that are saved to your project in real time, it automatically detects contradictions or conflicts in your project's knowledge graph when key decisions are being made. If your priority is to keep costs low to serve budget-constrained customers, Flow will warn you when you make choices that start to drive that cost up and give you the opportunity to review those changes before they're committed. The Research Wizard, on the other hand, is an omnipotent chatbot that has full context on your project and can answer virtually any question you may have on any screen, pulling in the most relevant information and synthesizing truly intelligent responses. No more copy and pasting Google Docs into ChatGPT to get mediocre answers to your research questions. The Research Wizard sees everything on and off screen so you can focus on the answers instead of perfecting your prompt. But the important thing to remember is that this is just the beginning. Flow will be continually developed through the addition of new tools and workflows to support the commercialization of your research. Save money, save time, and save the world.
Amazing. So with that, we were really impressed at just the amount of features and They've also produced a CLI for the programs in the room, a command line interface where you can actually also access it through a CLI. And we see that as being both useful for anyone creating projects and looking for funding, or for the BioDAOs and bioprotocol and anyone who's distributing funds. If someone doesn't come to you with already going through the flow, then you can ask them to or do it for them and get a better idea of what they're pitching, what the product strategy is. Next up, we have Microbiome DAO as another winner. There's a video here that will immediately start. Is the audio? Can't hear the audio.
To understand your microbiome report document, I'll start by saying hello to Microbiome AI. It asked me to upload my report. Upload file. Here I have a few reports. I'll take this one. This is a 50-page thing, 3 megabytes. It creates a thread in Discord analyzing my report. It creates a thread, meaning anyone can join in and see how I'm discussing my microbiome report. So if you add this agent to a Discord server, like it creates a lot of discussion. You can see how other people are interacting with the agent, and it creates a natural Q&A around these microbiome topics. So now it creates a knowledge base, essentially a RAG on this 50-page document to understand it better. And it will continue by asking the user some questions to get lifestyle information. That it should feel more like intuitive discussion. You get lifestyle information from the user, and then eventually have a free open Q&A type thing going on. This is all running in Replit in the backend. So the report date is missing. It's interesting for it to know I took the test last December 2024. Did you take any antibiotics? No antibiotics. Antibiotics is important because it really affects your microbiome, presentation. Now it predicts my diet: fermented food, yogurt, cooked meats. So this is a prediction based on my report. I can now describe what my diet is actually. But for this, I'll say yes. That's basically my diet. I also eat a lot of ice cream. So this is, instead of asking me of my diet, the bot uses the microbiome report to predict what my diet will be like. And that's interesting that you can get this type. Now it's the same thing here with the energy levels. Yes, my energy levels. Actually, my energy levels are stable. I'll just contradict it here. So we have some. So predict some digestive symptoms. Yes, mild bloating and gas is true. Otherwise, fine. And the first part is this kind of it asking me questions until it has my microbial data and my lifestyle questions. And then it can combine these two into sort of an executive summary, which is here. It basically goes through some main points of this 50-page document that I could find interesting. And it gives me one actionable call to action, which in this case would be more foods high in resistant starch and cooked and potatoes, rolled oats, bananas, and garlic. So this is something I could try. And why did you suggest these foods specifically for me? Explain in plain English. Now here, the bot has my full context of this thread, every question, every answer I've given, but it also has the RAG, my whole microbiome report. So I can ask very specific questions about the microbiome report and get not very hallucinated answers, like true answers to that. Yes, and this is why I did this. Okay. And then I could keep asking more scientific questions. Someone else might come into this thread and be like, this is interesting. What about that? Makes it more a communal experience. You can join in and see how someone else is discussing and kind of create activity in any Discord server.
Amazing. So two things that I want to stress and point out here is that these agents are able to talk to people where they already exist, where they're already communicating and chatting. So this is in Discord. These agents can be in Telegram, websites, text messages, email. They can serve people wherever they are, and they really allow you to get a better understanding of the world. And so the next one is also getting a better understanding of your own pharmacology world, which is announcing Side Effect Net. They have a really cool website where they're using AI to help with pharmacology. Basically, they don't have audio for this video, so I'll be talking over it and explaining it. It's just a few minutes long, and then we can all get to happy hour. Thank you for staying, everyone here. So there's a few different things it's doing here. It's pulling drug side effects from a database called CIDER, S-I-D-E-R, as well as the FDA, I think it's called negative results, or adverse effects database. So they've populated a knowledge graph with around 160,000 edges and 6,000 nodes for different pharmaceuticals. And each one has reported side effects, and each one has safer alternatives. Basically the same drug, but safer with less side effects. And so it's really useful. I mean, you can ask your doctor these things, but they might have a tool like this, or this tool might be even better than what your family care doctor is looking up. And so this is database. It's data-driven results where the AI is better at looking up this giant data set than you are, or possibly your doctor. And so using a site like this could be actually safer. And the really cool thing is that it is able to take in not just one, but multiple drugs. If your illness or ailment is requiring multiple drugs, you can select 2 to 5 drugs here that it will then perform like a convolution and figure out whether these drugs have possible negative effects when taken together. And so you see here they added 3 drugs here around, I think there's around aspirin. You can't read the text here, but it's three different drugs around like pancreatic cancer care. And you see there's individual risk, there's overlapping side effects, but overall it says the combined risk level is low. And the last piece here, I think I messed up the video. The last piece is that you can actually give those 2 drugs like aspirin and pancreatic care to an AI, and based on the actual database plus like O3 or O3 Pro, it can give you a recommendation similar to talking to O3 Pro itself, but with a much stronger database based on this knowledge graph. So congrats to our 3 winners. Really impressed with the results, and we'll have around 8 more winners to announce in our Twitter Spaces, which is going to be in 1 week, next Tuesday. If anyone wants to take that QR code now, and we'll also be announcing that on Twitter. And lastly, tonight we have the BioHack Rave, which starts at 10 p.m. And this registration is essential. Take a photo of this now, I recommend it. It's not too far away from this location on the river, and so excited to see everyone there. It'd be super fun to celebrate. DeSci Berlin. And with that, I'll bring up Erik to close us out.
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Once again, thank you to the organizers who have done a phenomenal job putting on this whole event. Thank you to each and every single one of you for coming. And we appreciate it. There are beers in the fridge behind the kitchen, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.